one needs to take into context this kind of speeches and really question. I want to use the words of Omar Ilan, a Minnesota House of Representatives who made a comment on this on Twitter, which was going viral yesterday, that we shouldn't be afraid to question our leaders. We shouldn't have fear. I think there was even a reference to social media yesterday that the president made that went on and said something about the national red line. How do you come on air? The first thing you're saying to Nigerians is filled, or the first statement you make to Nigerians is filled with threats.
Does it not also put into context? I'm looking at this statement. In the course of my stay in the United Kingdom, I have been kept in daily touch with events at home. Nigerians are robust and lively in discussing their affairs. That's some compliment of some sort. And I was distressed to notice that some of the comments, especially in the social media, have crossed our national red lines by daring to question our collective existence as a nation. This is a step too far.
Now, I think if you're one that interrogates a narrative and interrogates statements like this, the two comments that we feel, or the two people who have made comments, or sets of people who have made comments that have, in my own opinion, maybe crossed certain red lines, are not even on social media. The Arewa youths that gave the order for the Igbos to vacate the north are not on social media. Nnamdi Kanu is not on social media.
No. Just a moment. They might not have issued their threats on social media, but of course they are on social media.
No, but the mediums,
part of this conversation,
the mediums of issuing their threats are not on social media.
I agree with you, but then parts of the threat have also continued. Part of the hate speech, part of the conversation, which seems to be escalating, is going on social media. Are you going to deny that?
You know, if you don't give someone an avenue to vent, if you don't allow people to vent their frustrations, you get a far worse reaction than you're trying to vent. Are
you saying that people should not vent their frustrations responsibly?
Now, you know, at the beginning of this administration, one of the first bills in the Senate was the frivolous petitions bill, which we mobilized Nigerians and termed the No to Social Media campaign, No to Social Media bill campaign. And we effectively ran that campaign. Was the fact that we felt they were curtailing free speech as enshrined in Section 35 of the Constitution. Now, people will talk, but if you go on social media, you will find out that there's a cross-pollination of ideas, that there are counters to every argument. So even if someone from the Southeast is making a secessionist call, there's someone from the Southeast also countering that argument. So you must create the forum, you must allow for free speech, for people to cross-fertilize ideas. When you start to show a stand that you want to curtail free speech, I mean, the expectations, all the comments we've been seeing now is that this government is now getting ready to clamp down on...
Can I ask you a question,
yes.
Tony? Do you believe in hate speech? Do you believe there's something called hate speech?
There is hate speech, and I'm one of those people who will campaign vigorously against such. I mean, one of the reasons why I personally joined the PDP was because it had a nationalist outlook. It was one party that... you could be a Christian, you could be a Muslim, you could be from the north, you could be from the south, but you were generally accepted. And seeing what this APC government in the last 23 months of being in power, the president actually said 18 months, but they haven't been in power for 18 months, they've been in power for 23 months and 3 weeks. And by the 29th of this month, they would have been in power for 24 months. So I think that's another thing that I needed to point out, an obvious mistake in his speech. But within these 23 months, Nigeria has never been this divided since 1914. Even before the Civil War, we didn't have this kind of division. You have someone in the southwest calling for people. I mean, have you seen the video of a young man asking people to go and bring down Muhammad sign in Lagos? And then you come to the southeast, you have the same issues. In the north, they're issuing quick notice. I grew up in Abuja. It didn't matter to me whether you were from... My best friends were from Katsina. Shamsuddin Abaka, from Katsina, the president's state. And we didn't. I was the one that, when it was fasting period, I used to go and taste food in their house.
Does it still matter now to you?
For me, it doesn't matter. But seeing the temperature or taking a casual look at what happens around me. It's beginning to matter to people. And that's a serious problem. I think the president needs to be have a soothing effect across the country. He needs to engage stakeholders. Look, that speech, the Hawk speech, actually embodied what we would have expected from the speech of the president. Because it even mentioned about the president convening stakeholders, even calling young people, because the future, I mean, the president is 74.
You talked about, not being divided since the Civil War. I don't know that you were born when the Civil War happened, but,
I mean, but I have books to read,
The president was born at that time and most likely participated in the Civil War.
Yes.
Now, if you look at where he's coming from and, the fact that he's experienced that before, would you be able to situate the speech, especially the first lines of the speech, and share his concerns in terms of observing what is happening currently in this country, especially as regards the unity of the country?
Well, I think in terms of the unity and the secessionist calls, they didn't just